interested to see how many people are gonna join because it is 11:50 at night. But
bro, I'm pretty sure we'll get enough players as long as you put
at least enough for people to
include our names in there. Just include our names in there.
Well, yes. I did enough. Yes. I did enough. Like I said, a discussion NA versus other regions and recent 2v2.
So what you gonna like? What game you gonna be streaming on?
Naruto.
Talk about it.
Naruto, obviously. I don't know what other game you can stream for this topic if it's about the game.
You might as well.
Okay. I need to actually do this real quick.
Let me know when you start the stream. I'm gonna go in there.
No, there is no CB. There is no CB.
They're asking about a CB when they don't. Do they not see the title?
Okay. All right. I need to have the music turned off for this. Okay. I'm gonna wait for people to fill up here. I'm gonna wait for people to fill up here.
I'm gonna mute my mic.
Big bet.
Yeah, I'm gonna let y'all talk. I ain't gonna say nothing. All right.
I feel like I gotta say some stuff about this.
Head ass.
Now I'm dead serious.
Cause I gotta talk about this now.
But if y'all sound stupid, I'm gonna cut in.
No, like I said, I mean you can cut in now. Really, doesn't matter.
All right, first of all, y'all niggas retarded them stuff.
Nah, I mean, my thing about it is again, I understand their points, but I feel like some of the points that were brought up was kind of like mundane and irrelevant.
We definitely finna talk about this shit.
Yeah, like I feel like some of their points was like definitely mundane and just flat out like no.
Oh, and we gotta play the game to get a little debate about this.
I just feel
like the way they think is so fucking selfish. It's all about beating the top NA players and after that it's a wrap.
Bro.
They don't give a fuck. I hate when people say you should have said it. You didn't want to fight me in the first place if it was gonna lag. Nigga, we complained about it in the beginning before we fought.
But no. If he did that, you gotta admit he probably would still be like, so you didn't want to play me, or there would be some comments.
I mean, see, the thing about it is like us complaining about connection that's nothing new. It's like that right there. There's nothing new. I'm waiting for people to fill up, so I guess go ahead if you want. Share the link with the people who you know are still up. Whatever.
Yeah, fool. Fool, could you do me a favor and get everybody in the Discord, or at least as much people as possible, and send Ipal's stream link?
Ipal, just post like a link in the things.
So, I mean, like I don't want to talk about this, but I have to because like some of their points was just like, I see where you're coming from, but no, it's
this
irrelevant.
has to be talked about.
Yeah.
This shit has to be talked about.
It's foolish for EUs to fight NAs. Exactly. And
it shouldn't even be a thing.
Yeah, cause like, head boy, what up, Trap?
How many people you waiting to pop in?
Like at least like 20. Yeah, at least 20.
All right.
We're at 11.
Give it a couple minutes.
Probably will have over.
So I mean,
why did Mado's girlfriend look at my fucking thing? my story thing.
That woman is a freak of nature.
You got Mado's girlfriend added on something?
No, she just talks to us from his shit.
Leave that woman alone.
Share the link so we can get like at least 20 people in here so we can actually have the discussion.
Chill out. You won't stream with that.
I know. Oh yeah, Kevin. Yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm waiting for at least.
Not right now.
What are you discussing specifically? What me and Mask and my friend Kevin are going to talk about?
Wait on that.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
Jimmy,
he's just asking like the synopsis. So.
Oh, okay.
Well, we're gonna be We're gonna be. I'm trying to put an end to this whole NA versus other regions because this has been a thing for years, and there's actually never really been a video talking about it and discussing the problem at hand. There's really never been a video on it, and this recent 2v2 kind of brought back something from like 2 years ago that you would think already left the building.
Game's too dead for this. Bro.
Yeah, like the game's too dead for this shit. Huh?
Pal, I am baffled. What are you talking about?
Shut up, bitch.
Okay, Dad.
Wow.
I'm gonna join party if I can. I'm coming home from party. Okay. All right, Singularity.
Nigga,
But it's just like I said, some of the things that were talked about, and I understand where the other regions come from on this. I get it, but some of the things that were talked about is just like, I understand why you're thinking like that, but your point in this situation is just irrelevant. So what we're going to talk about is we're going to talk about NA versus other regions, and we're going to be discussing the recent 2v2 that happened, why, what was said, how it was said, how it was kind of like manipulated to look like how it like some people manipulated my words and took it in a completely different way, and I don't even know how they managed to take the words that I said in that sort of way. I don't even know how they managed to do that, but they did anyway. So I'm trying to just really not only put a stop to something that's been in the community for years, I'm trying to put an end to also some things that just are being like made out in a bad light and they should have been left in a neutral light. Like it's something that was just indifferent.
This NA versus EU stuff can't even.
It's not even NA versus EU. It's literally NA just versus other regions, period. Because we have had problems with EU and we've had problems with Saudi Arabia. We haven't had problems with any other
either way,
country or anything like that.
Any game, bro. Any game you can't really play with another region. Like,
exactly, and we're gonna get into all of that.
This shouldn't even be an argument.
People need to see this shit.
This can go for
like,
game,
and it's
bro.
just. You would think like this should have been a topic that really been left the building, but it hasn't. And the recent 2v2 that me and Sinju had with Jalak and Jedi Revan, which Jedi Revan is North American and Jalak is an EU player, and regardless of what happened, my words were manipulated and kind of taken in a negative light, and they really shouldn't have been. They should have just been, like I said, left in a neutral light. And I just want to get that cleared up. But I also, me and Mass especially, we definitely want to put an end to a very irritating topic that's been around in the community for years.
Okay, so you're still not gonna tell me what's going on?
Trap, I just said what was going on.
Psych, nigga. I don't want to listen to what you gotta say, nigga. I was kidding. Fucking weeb.
I'll eat your ass.
What the stream is gonna be about?
Oh, wait,
so, and it's just like, I have no problem with anybody. I just want to like put that out there. I have no issue with anybody and the players that or the people that I'm going to be talking about, because I'm going to be going back to my past stream where there was a whole discussion. I woke up to a whole entire discussion like yesterday morning that was had in the comment section of my last video, and because they took the time to actually write full lengthy responses, I didn't have the time to really write full lengthy responses back. So this is my best way of really responding to them and giving them that same sort of respect and telling them my side as also listening to theirs. So we're just gonna wait for some more people to fill up, I guess, and then
we're at 16, 17 people.
I think. Do you think we can start it now? I mean,
I think we could start it now.
People can pick up basically.
I think by the time we get this started, I think more people gonna start popping in.
Okay, so Mask, where do you want to start? Because I could start. There's so many places I could start with why a lot of the things just don't make sense.
So comparing the EUs and NAs, right?
Yeah, actually, okay. Let's talk about NA versus EU, and then let's go how my stream is titled, NA versus other regions, and then let's talk about their 2v2 that happened.
Hey, Kevin.
Traps at the fuck up.
Leukemia.
Huh?
All right, so for me,
Leukemia.
Shut up.
So for me, I'm just gonna put it out like this: North America and EU. I feel like the reason why we rivaled up against each other so fucking much is because of the fact that people out there in the EU region, you guys are so like corrupted in thinking that NA was going around saying that we were the best around the world. So you guys want to go around and fight us. See, we don't want to fight you guys, okay? And that's only because of the reason of delay. You guys will never be able to fight North Americans in their best potential. Never. Okay? So like, if you guys are beating us, despite of whatever fucking team we use, there's a reason why we don't feel no type of way about that shit.
Yeah,
I just don't like how you guys only want to play us. Like, you guys have a good EU players. I think that like NA and EU regions kind of need to separate, because EU's coming in here, y'all beating us every once in a while. You know, y'all beat us by whatever team we fucking using. The second we lose, you guys just have to feel like y'all gotta go out your way and talk so much shit.
And
get all the clout.
Reiterating off of that,
Dark Mask, I'll be Ipal, yada yada, clout time.
And just like I said,
that shit is so lame.
One thing that happened, here's what I didn't like. See, Sinju told me, I was made aware. I'm gonna go ahead and transfer to the 2v2 topic a little bit. Let's start off with one thing, because I know Jalak stated that he says, why am I not allowed to talk about the delay, but somebody is like Sinju? The difference here is you guys choose to play in that. You guys make the executive decision, and a lot of the times we are actually badgered to be played. Like, I can't even tell you how many times CR7 has.
You know what, bro?
I can't even tell you how many EUs have badgered me to actually play, and it's just
It's not even just that, bro. It's some of the NAs too. Prometheus, I'm throwing you under the bus, bro. But you one of them niggas. You one of them niggas.
I'm gonna be honest. And no, I did read your latest
response.
response. I'm gonna be getting to every response. I'm gonna be getting to every response. And see, the difference here is, again, just like, I'm not gonna lie. See, one thing that Jalak said was like, you weren't forced to play. I actually was, because if you go back in the stream, look how many people before the 2v2 started was in my stream. I had almost like 15, almost 20 people in my stream.
Prometheus, you could do whatever the fuck you want, but you're not gonna be able to do whatever the fuck you want when it come to us. You can't control everybody. You getting more childish and childish every day.
Here's what I'm gonna say:
the beef that you had with Joseph was unnecessary, because you're egging on people to fight others. If niggas don't want to do that, bro, stop fucking egging it on.
All right, now hold on. Listen, here's what I'm gonna say. Like, okay, here was the problem. Jalak stated to me that he didn't even know that me and Sinju weren't really willing to do this, and that's fine. I'm not gonna blame anyone for that. Like, and he also stated that he was very pressured and by his friends to even participate in this. I'm not gonna lie. Had I known beforehand that Jalak was playing, I would have never even started a stream. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Prometheus doesn't really share that much blame in it, because at the end of the day, me and Stingy still made the executive decision without knowing who was in to play. So I'm not going to really take too much of that. But regardless, if Prometheus was aware that Jalak is an out-of-region player, we should have been made aware of that beforehand. We should have, because like when Jalak joined, like if you even go back to the stream before the fights actually start, I literally asked like 3 times, and I'm like, yo, so it's Jalak and Jedi, right? It's Jalak and Jedi, because I'm trying to make sure I'm not playing Jalak. I'm really trying to make sure I'm not, because the connection between EUs and NA, to me, it's really, at least with my net, I can't speak for everyone else, but when it comes to me, my net, the connection is not that bad. But we get into the problem of clutch factor and clutch time on games. Like, literally, I lost a match to Jalak in the match. In the actual 2v2, I literally lost a match because I felt myself press sub. I felt myself mash L2, and the game did not take it. Why? Because of that clutch time delay. Like, that little millisecond, that little 0.25 second delay messed everything up. And that, I mean, it happens. And that's why like I said, had I known, I wouldn't have done anything.
That sound like Falco. That sound like Falco delay. I don't get Falco delay against EUs. That shit is a little bit worse.
Also, I asked to stream it. Instead, I said it multiple times. That's not the thing. Regardless, people still would have been in there regardless. And not only that, I have to put out my content for my people too. And Jalak said, don't act like you were forced. I'm going to be honest, man. You got to look at this from a streamer's point of view. I have to put out my content there to the people that enjoy watching what I'm doing. I have to put out my content. And by the time that You had already come up in there. I'm already pushing 15 to 20 people anyway. You saw that the stream itself almost pushed 50 viewers. So
I'm not,
to sit there and say to me that I wasn't technically
quick,
obligated to play, you can't do that. I was obligated to play because people would have been bitching had I just ended the stream. And go ahead, Matt, because I still am not done with that point. But go ahead real quick because I still remember what I'm going to say.
It's just, bruh. Like you got, for example, right? I see Miss was probably one of the best Rev players. Even it sucks he didn't move over to Storm 4, but this is a perfect example.
I'm still gonna say I was, and I'm sorry. There's no way you can. That's undeniable.
Him being the best, and all these EUs and outer regions, niggas like CR7, Jalak trying to get a little first to 10 against him. There's a reason why Icy ain't never want to accept none of y'all shit, rather if y'all thought he was garbage or not. He don't like playing outer regions, and you know who else don't? Not me, not Ipal, not Moses. Placo hates it, but he likes. I think honestly, I think the reason why Placo is the only one in the fucking North American is like the reason why he plays y'all is because I feel like he just ain't got shit else to do.
Yeah,
some of you EUs gotta realize. You have to realize when you watch players like me and iPal fight, or any other blue bar, we be going at it, fighting fast as fuck, everything. Yeah. Close matches, then you fight in the EU, you can see a difference. And then if we lose still, you guys act so childish. Oh my god, he lost. Wow, yada yada. That's so fucking lame.
Wait, what? The fact iPal racist, I didn't even say anything.
What?
But like as I stated, it's just like the problem that I have with this situation is, like I said, had I known I was going to be playing July, I wouldn't have done it just because it's just not my personal preference to play in that. And then, okay, if we don't want to use the word obligated, sure, whatever, fine. But then there was another word that was stated.
Obligated.
Yeah.
It wasn't an obligation. It was a trick. It was a simple trick. Prometheus tricked you. What he basically said was, here, let's do a 2v2 against, what'd he say? Who in his student?
He says somebody in student. He said somebody in student. And I'm just like, okay, I want to do it because I'm assuming this is NA, you know?
Everyone is.
I'm assuming it, but I don't know what happened there. I don't know. But regardless of whatever happened, the problem here still stands. Sure, we can say I wasn't obligated, but then there was another point that Jalak brought up. He said, you've ended streams early in the past. And yeah, when I'm playing Mask in a player match, and it doesn't matter when I leave because I'm not playing Mask for anything. I'm not playing Mask to any set score. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, we just playing.
We just playing to play, and I just get mad and I just get off the game. You're right. I don't have an obligation, but granted how many people were in the stream, as a streamer, I do have an obligation as a streamer who wants to provide good content for you guys, especially when something as rare as a 2v2 comes up. I do kind of have an obligation to make sure my viewers are entertained, and I just wasn't having the best time, and I'm sorry. Like I said, I'm gonna still leave it as I shouldn't have really said shit. I'm gonna leave it at that. I shouldn't have really said shit. But at hold on, man, I got you. But the problem was just like to say that I could have ended the stream and just said no. I really couldn't if I wanted to give my viewers the entertainment that they were already in the stream to look at in the first place.
I'm about to get mad. Listen. It's been hella streams over and over again, bro. CB streams, first to 5 streams, yada, yada, yada. If we playing someone out of region, you guys hear this shit, bro. When we say this, we hate playing lag. You hear it. So then the same fucking EUs come back and want to play the same niggas who just said we hate playing EUs.
True.
And then you're going to sit here and say, we should have told you? That is ignorant, bro. Literally.
Yeah. And I'm not going to lie. I guess Prom does have a little bit to do with this. I'm not going to throw all blame on him because I still definitely share blame itself just as Senju does because we still accepted the damn thing. But we should have been made aware of who we were going against, most definitely. We definitely should have been made aware of who we were going against.
Fuck this secrecy bullshit. If Prometheus is going to say, yo, you trying to go against such and such in a 2v2, man, fuck this secrecy, random ass. You gonna find out by the time you get in the endless who he is. No, who are you first tattooing?
Yeah.
Or
Like
2v2.
I'm not gonna lie. Like we definitely should have been made aware because like this would never happen had that happened because I just
well, you wouldn't have streamed.
you should have asked.
streamed
No, I mean, see the difference was you asked for the 2v2 anyway. You said you messaged him asking for the 2v2. If you messaged him asking for the 2v2, you should just say who it's gonna be regardless. That's just common courtesy to say who it's gonna be.
And look, bro, when I say shit like this, man, I'm not trying to be a dickhead about it, bro. But I'm just telling y'all how it is, the facts, and what's true.
I mean, like I said,
looking at it.
I mean, and then a lot of people try to twist our words and say like, here's what I'm going to say about NA versus other regions, period, whether it's EU or whether it's Saudi Arabia, because that's the only time we've ever had a problem with. That's the only countries or regions we ever had a problem with. I'm going to sit here and say this right now. We as NA, we've said a lot of arrogant shit. However, who doesn't say some arrogant shit when they're nasty on a video game? Let's be honest on that, number one. Number two, you want to know who put the words of we're the best players in the world? You want to know who stated that? The other regions. They just interpreted it that way. I have never once stated, even in real life with my friends who know about this part of my life, even my real life friends, and they said, yo, you're nasty at this game. I'm like, yeah, within the North American region. I'm just like, I'm probably one of the best in North America. I've never said, oh yeah, bro, top 5 in the world. I've never said that shit.
Exactly.
I've never said that shit.
You know, and the funny part about it, bro, I also get put under the bus like that when I lose, and I never say I'm the fucking best in the game.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, it's stupid as
like,
fuck.
And then the whole thing about how the playing and delay thing and how it makes you less human. If that's what you want to put the label on it is, there's something that's making you less human because you play in delay. I'm not gonna lie, the fact that you choose to do that, if you want to say that's what's making you less human, sure, why not? Because the other regions, the people outside of their region choose to ask us and badger us to play. Like, I can't tell you how many times I've received a message from CR7 at this point. And then
I blocked him. I blocked him.
I can't tell you how many times I've received a message. I can't tell you how many times I've seen a message in my stream. Yo, play CR7. Play Jalot. Play Death of Darkness. I can't tell you how many times I've seen that crap in my stream, and it's just like, bro, you guys not understand. Number one, I'm streaming. Number two, you're asking for like a second and a half of delay, so you're not even gonna get that good of a fight anyway.
Y'all remember that first of 5 that I streamed way back?
Versus
I think
Death?
I deleted it because that Death of Darkness stream. He beat me so bad. I think he either 5-1'd me or 5-0'd me. But it came to a point to like, why the fuck am I fighting this? I'm just gonna stick with a Kisame team and just fight through that shit the whole time. And he playing me like we in straight free battle blue bars. Once I lose, oh man, it's garbage. He not the best. Get out of my face.
Oh shoot.
Yeah, and then okay. Here's the thing, and I understand Playco has said some shit too about how EU's train and lag and this and that. Here's what I'm gonna say. I agree with that statement. And you guys get caught on this on a technicality. Out of region, and I'm not even going to say EUs, out of region players in general get caught on this off of a technicality. When you're badgering the North American players to play, when everyone's coming at us telling us to play you, and not only that, once you finally do play, you're playing us and you're also getting used to the delay at the same time. You tell me how you're not training in lag off of a technicality, please. You tell me how you're not training in lag. Because even if that's not what you're doing on purpose, that's ultimately the end result. At the end of the day, you guys just have an overwhelming advantage over us because of this, because we choose not to play you guys. And then by the time we've had enough of badgering, because I think Giza Sensei badgered me to the point where I said, fuck it, man, come on, let's go. Because I just had enough of getting messages from him. And so it's really to the point where, I'm sorry, the reason why this war started was just off of misinterpretation from the out of region players saying like, oh, these NA bastards think they're the best.
Let me tell y'all something, man. You EUs, Asias, Japan motherfuckers, if you fight us, you will never fight us at our full potential. Period. So if you beating us, weak as fuck, slow reaction time, getting hit by random fireballs every time when you know damn well we would have blocked it or something, don't feel good about that shit. Because
I'm just saying out of
sit
region
around
player.
and get
I'm
good
refraining
at
from
that.
saying EUs.
They're mass racist.
I'm trying my hardest to refrain
I'm not
from
being racist. I'm just being very 100% right now. Like, you guys get so disrespectful.
He said also
win,
saying out of region has
ridiculous.
what the fuck do you want me to call you, an alien?
I'm not sure how you're being racist.
Yeah, I'm trying to see what do you want me to refer you? What?
You
That's like
insulting my
saying
Asian
referring to
niggas.
somebody. That's like describing Mask as African American as racist.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense. What do you want me to call you?
These people.
It's the way he said you EUs, bro. You're not finna sit here and say you never caught. What are you? Is you
Okay,
black,
that's not
or are
okay.
you a
Okay,
fucking-
look. Here's the problem. The out of regions also don't have equal connection. We get that. We understand that. We're not saying you guys. The reason why we're saying you guys have an overwhelming advantage, and you. Okay, let me start off where you started. The only way that the argument holds true is if EUs are only playing NA and NA only play NA, which is untrue.
Thank you.
NA only does play NA. The only
Exactly.
player who gives a damn to
plays
play outside of
everybody is
region is
fucking
Playco. I only
Playco the
played.
only nigga-
I've only first to five 2 out of region players in this game. I first to five Jalak
Yep, me
and I
too.
first to five Giza, and that's it.
Yep.
Because I don't give a damn. I only first to
I
five
first
Jalak because I think Stylium at the time convinced me to do it and said, "Bro, just do it," and I said, "Fine."
I first attend Sawada Suna and Giza.
Yeah, and then I first to five
no
Giza.
fucking more.
And I didn't do it anymore because again, not my type of
Plenty of
tea,
you
man.
play in lag.
Plenty of
No,
you
the
playing
fuck
lag.
you
I don't know
don't.
what that means. Don't
He
mind
said
if I do. I think
Playgo
it'd be
lag switches. I think
Playgo does not lag switch, but okay. Let me see. I guess just send me your PSN if you really do want to do this, because there is still one part. There is still one spot left open in the party.
I just honestly believe that some of y'all shouldn't feel great about winning against a top player who can't even play at his full potential. You know how slow we are?
Karami. Okay, I got you, man.
You could throw a fucking Itachi fireball from across the map.
Hold on, Matt. Hold on, Matt. Hold your thought. Hold your thought. They can't hear you. Hold your thought. They can't hear you.
Who y'all find?
We're inviting someone. Okay, I just invited him. Playco doesn't let us. Okay. Okay, now we're back. Let me turn my controller off again. Hold on. There we go. All right, so we're waiting for Karami. I can't say his name right. But the problem here is NA only does play NA. That's just... I've never really once played an out-of-region player because, again, I don't know what you want me to call you. You want me to call you a whale? I don't know what the fuck you want me to refer you as.
Okay, buddy.
I don't get that. Like, they're like, oh wow, man, calling them out of region has a negative connotation. No, it doesn't. I don't know. That's like describing someone as Asian.
That's weird to me.
Like, that's fucking dumb. I'm just gonna call that what it is. It's just fucking dumb. But
What the fuck, bro? It does matter. It makes a big.
you still play
difference.
laggy players. We don't even play our laggy NA people. What do you
That's
mean?
what I'm saying.
You know how many times we deny Falco?
Bro,
You can
ever-
ask Falco yourself how many times we deny playing him. I play Falco
you-
maybe once every other month on average.
Me too.
Like, you can ask, oh, I wish I could get Falco up in here just so he can tell y'all how much we be dodging him.
Y'all
Y'all-
stupid.
I'm sorry, bro. You know how many times I'll try adding you? All right. Like, you know how many times we dodge Falco? Falco's in A. You know how many
yeah.
you know how many times I've dodged Kinzoku? You know how many times I've dodged Cizo, Dilica?
I got deleted a couple times not trying to play motherfuckers. Falco included.
That's what I'm saying. Like, boy, I do not care to play. If you're laggy, I don't want to mess with it. Hold on. Let me, before anyone says anything, Matt, hold your thought, Matt and Carmi. Okay. Nope. Never.
I take it said delay or
10 second.
10 second delay.
Oh, okay, he's in here now.
This nigga wildin'.
Okay. It's kind of low.
Here. Hold on, let me show. Yeah, your mic low as heck.
Cause like this has to be this. I'm trying
bro,
to end.
ask,
I'm trying to end the beef, but I don't want to be too lenient because this has been going on for years.
Yeah. Let me ask this question. Let me ask.
Right, so,
Wait.
Let me.
Hold on, Mavs. Let him get his points across. Let me just
let me just before you ask that question. I think the best way for us to like go about doing this is that yeah, sure, you guys can ask me like any types of questions, and then I can essentially act as like a representative for like the other people on the opposing end.
All right.
That's fine.
That's
Why not?
Ambassador.
Feel free to ask me.
Fucking ambassador.
All right. So my question is, if you guys know like how the connection.
NA player.
Yeah, he's in there.
Oh, okay. That's even better. So I'm sure you know. So if we find EUs or Asia, anybody out of region, right? Compared to how we play against NA, why is it that if they know we don't play at our full reactable like attention, why do they feel high and mighty and happy when they win? And I'm pretty sure they know that we don't play right in that. Why is that?
Well, the thing is, right? Okay, so PlayStation netcode and netcode for pretty much anything in general, Xbox, PC, and anything. There's two factors, right? Or well, there's two important things to realize. Firstly, yes.
Oh, is your voice shared? Your voice may not be shared.
Yeah, share your voice.
Oh shit. Hold on.
I was gonna ask you, but when they said when you joined the party,
My
like,
voice is shared, Dad.
I'm gonna kick you out this party. Keep on playing, Trap.
Yo, you turn your.
Okay, it should be on now. Should be on now. I think it's on always allowed.
All right, here.
So okay, your argument. Okay, so
Yeah.
basically, there's two important things with the argument that you made. So essentially, okay, so like I was saying, yeah, Xbox, PS4, and PC all have a netcode wherein both players. So like if it's a two-player game, as in a fighting game, which we know Storm is, both players will have equal connection, right? And what you're saying is true. So like, yes, you're obviously going to be playing worse since the latency is higher. So with that in mind, there's two things to consider, right? So we know I have a friend named Kronos. You guys may know him by like Nth Dimension or whatever.
Yeah,
I brought him up as a meme before. He actually stopped playing Storm Online as a whole because of this whole like the debate of like, oh, I'm playing like in shit connection. You know, you can't say I'm better than you. This and this. So he just stopped playing online as a whole. So that's one alternative. The other alternative is to look at it as online is sort of like a means to determine where people lie as a rough estimate. So essentially, you take online as you don't take it seriously, right? And you can make the argument that like, oh, blue bar is superior, and that's true. But at the end of the day, it's still online. So it's only like an approximation.
Yes, I'm aware that there's always going to be latency no matter how good the connection is due to the fact that it's online.
Exactly.
I'm also aware that the fact that they're also limited, they're restricted just as much as we are. I get that too. But here's where the problem is. They play in it like like literally the whole thing.
Yeah, I was thinking about that argument. I'm sorry to interrupt. I just you brought this up before that so the thing with saying like they practice in it. Okay, so I think I understand where you're coming from, where you're trying to say that like they play like versus themselves.
I'm just saying, have you seen how CR7 moves? That man moves uncannily well for playing a North American player.
For a player like CR7 to move around like wearing some blue bar shit. That's ridiculous.
No, I get what you're saying though. It's just that like there's two possibilities, right? There is the possibility of what you're saying. Yes, CR could literally be going out of his way to play NA players in order to gain the experience of playing in delay at all times in order to become a better player. But there's also the possibility. There's also the possibility.
Bro, because nobody in the NA wants to fucking do that. Probably besides Plico. Who the fuck's supposed to go out of their way and learn how to fight in 3 seconds? Yeah, because like
that's a possibility, right? I'm saying this is your guys' perspective, but there's also the possibility, and you guys have to consider this as well. like just looking at it from like two perspectives, that he is simply just that good at playing in the delay, like just naturally. Like that's a possibility. Like that's a.
So he
That's
never
true.
practiced
No
whatsoever. He
way.
just got in the game.
I'm sorry.
And then
I'm
played
gonna
it
be
in a
honest.
game.
There's
No,
no,
no, no,
way.
no, I
I'm
don't mean he
sorry
didn't
to move that
practice. That's-
fluently though. And I get he may be an
Okay,
exception.
okay.
I understand that. I do. But
No, okay. Here. Let me rephrase that, because the term practice is like the problem, I think, because when you say practice, it implies that like he wants to play the delay type of thing, but it's like no one really wants to play in delay, and I think we all know that.
my argument is not that they practice. My argument here is
playing it that they're used to it.
yeah, the fact that they're playing in it.
They're used to, okay, so
Yeah,
they're
because
used
that's my
and
argument. Because Jalak stated, he said, and sorry for cutting you off. He said he put in quotations like someone said that EU's train and lag on a technicality. Out of region players, and forget out of region players, because when I'm talking about out of region, I'm saying EU, Asia, Saudi Arabia, whatever the case is. The fact that they go out of their way to play us, and then the players that finally do say, fuck it, you bitched at me and badgered me enough to a point where I am going to play you. The fact that they finally do play, and the players that do indulge them in that, on a technicality, they are now caught off of a technicality of, well, shit, you can't say you're not training in it now because you're playing in it and you're getting used to it. You're getting your muscle memory used to playing like that.
Okay, sure, yeah, I understand that argument. That's a
Hey,
fair
did y'all
argument.
read what dude said in the comment? He said playing in bad connection is not good. Why would you want to learn how to play in that? Like
When you could
when
just
you can
easily- yeah.
just avoid. Yeah.
Hold on.
I mean, yeah, okay, so like that. This is the thing, though. Like, basically, it really just comes down to, like, you know, you did choose to play in it. Like, I understand the circumstances may have been like sort of coercive in the sense that like you started the stream, whatever, so you're like, oh, I feel the need to play now. But at the end of
But
the day,
you gotta
the
look at it like
decision-
this, bro. You gotta look at it like this. When he started the stream, for one, Ipal did get tricked. Gillette was never supposed to be in that bitch.
Yeah,
Okay, that's true.
Jalak
That's
even
true.
stated
And
himself.
then-
Jalak
and-
stated
and-
himself he was pressured to do it. So technically,
And
I
right,
guess
right.
when you look at it, I was
basically-
kind of tricked. I guess I was, yeah.
Right. But even then, like when you join that endless, you could still see like Jalaic yellow bar, you know? If like the
Yellow bar
connection.
is
Well,
not
okay.
good.
The thing about it is, to me,
Exactly, it's not good.
I don't really think there's a problem with EU connection in my eyes. Like my connection to EU, because of where I am in the States, and then also the
Yeah,
fact
I'm
that I
on the
have
East
pretty
Coast
good.
as well.
My connection with Europe is actually not that bad. The problem that my connection comes in with Europe is the fact that there's still, like you said, that latency, that clutch time delay. Just like
Right,
I literally
it
died.
definitely
I
can
literally
play it.
died because I felt. You know how we all know the PS4 controller, at least for subbing, is fucking stupid. We're all aware of
Yeah,
that.
it's terrible.
Like
And
sometimes when you
especially
press
true
it,
in Storm
you
4.
actually didn't even press it. I felt myself actually press down on it fully, and I knew I subbed the shuriken when Jalak hit me with it. But the game said fuck it. Why? Because of the latency
See,
delay.
Yeah, I mean, and that's huh?
Us playing players like them is a prediction game the entire match. I'm not gonna fucking do that shit. I would rather play a whole match having my reaction time and knowing what they're gonna do.
And this is what I
Fuck
mean though.
guessing.
Like, this is what I mean though. Like, this is why like the whole idea of not playing, like, okay, either choosing to play only blue bar or not choosing to play online at all, like going the extreme route. That's always an option, right? And basically, okay, here's the deconstructed version of what everyone's trying to say, right?
Mm-hmm.
You guys essentially want the same thing. Like, ideally, you guys would be playing each other in local connection, and then you'd be able to see who's truly better, right? But that reality just doesn't exist for the
Yeah.
Storm community.
Of
And we know
course,
that
yeah.
because of the like inherent problems of the Storm community's competitiveness and not reaching a local scene and all that shit. But like I said earlier, like online is what we have, right? So you either so you're put into a conundrum where you either take the challenges of what people are saying and like from fucking Japan or whatever, and you have red bar connection and you play in that, and you know they happen to win, even though you feel that you are the superior player, or you just choose not to play in it at all. And I mean,
Exactly.
the thing is, you either, like, that decision is tough to make because like sometimes you do want to like.
Hell no,
try to prove
I've only
yourself
been
type of thing.
coerced into that maybe 3
Proof?
times. Hell
Bro,
no.
what the fuck?
I've
Honestly,
only
I don't know.
I've first to 5 let me see. I first attend Reanimation Sama, and I first attend Seo Sama. I first attend Estrial Sama. So I've been definitely coerced into it more than 3 times. I've been coerced into it 5 times.
Yeah. So it's definitely a thing. Yeah.
I've been coerced into it 5 times, but only because they bitched at me enough to do it.
See, and that's the problem too. Like when they ask and we don't want to, we get bitched at. We don't want to.
That's the thing though. Like that's the inherent nature of like that's just a competitive environment. Honestly, like it's a thing, right? Like you're being a bitch, you're not playing them type shit. Like that's just fucking.
I can tell when most of them want to play players like us.
Yeah, we know about Death of Darkness.
They're looking for clout. They're fucking thirsty.
The thing is,
I can see
that.
It's
definitely like that's definitely like a perspective you can have. Like I understand this perspective. The thing is that like, there's only a few good players in this community. So like being able to like play against each other, that's just
and
like
actually,
a blessing.
man, Death of Darkness is not EU. He's Arabian.
Somebody. Arabian? No wonder why the fucking internet was like that.
Yeah, no, it's from Saudi Arabia. But anyway,
and that's a perfect example. Y'all seen on that stream when I was playing Death of Darkness, it looked like the motherfucker was styling on me.
No, that's what I mean. Though. Like,
I'm looking like a fucking noob, not knowing how to play the game.
No, yeah, right. This is what I mean. Like that would easily give you the impression that he's been playing in that for like fucking every day per week. It gives you that impression, right? But like. It really could be just the fact that he is good. Like that's something. Like okay, you may never know unless you play locally whether or not he truly is better than you.
Exactly.
Exactly. But like the thing is that like basically the end result of what happened is the end result of what happened. And I mean, even if it is because he practices in delay, like even if that is like the truth of the situation.
I'm sorry, bro, but practicing in delay is something that I refuse to do, and a couple of more North Americans refuse to do.
That's fine. I mean, that's just a personal decision. And I mean, I was just entertaining the perspective. It wasn't like me saying that he even does that.
And like, I guess for me, the problem was just like I said, how I'm going back on my master. I was kind of tricked because like Jalak stated that I wasn't forced. In a sense, I really kind of was. In a sense, because. When we really look at it, like I said, by the time I started my stream and July joined, because like I said, if you go back into the actual 2v2 stream, I tried to indirectly show that I was not okay with it.
No. Yeah. That's the thing.
I really tried my hardest to indirectly show that, and I started because I literally said, and I literally say it like 3 times. I said so. Just to be clear, we're playing Jalak and Prodigal Knight, right? Just to be clear, it's Jalak.
I get it. You're trying to imply you don't. Yeah, I get it.
And I really tried. And
no. I mean, that's the thing though. Some people can't like like
they
the
just
viewers,
can't.
for example, can't
and of course
like, view that, and it's hard sometimes. Like it's understandable. But the thing is, in the situations like that. It just comes down to a matter of what you prioritize. Like, do you prioritize, entertaining your viewers even though you're playing?
Exactly. That's why I'm saying I felt kind of forced because the priority was definitely entertaining my viewers. That was the priority.
Of course it was about entertaining your viewers.
Exactly.
Let me say this too. Even though the 2v2 was already set up and everybody already joined the endless and shit before Jalak randomly came in that bitch, you can't say that he could have ended the stream, bro. He already had enough people watching. He already had enough people who wanted to watch. For a fan base like that, why the fuck would you let them down?
Like
man?
I get it. Like I entirely understand.
That's why Ipal couldn't end it.
Like okay, so here's the thing, right? Like in all seriousness, he could have, but we get why he wouldn't. That's the
yeah, of course. And it's just like, see, I'm a big person. I'm a big believer on circumstances mean everything. And based upon the circumstances, yes, I could have ended it, but how would that have made me look?
Yeah, exactly. No,
like, how would that have made me look if I were to end it?
Exactly. That's a priority thing. But onto the topic of like, NA versus EU. So I mean, this has been an argument. Like I posted my comment before. I'm Singularity, by the way. I should just mind guessing.
I know.
I posted my comment on this earlier, like, just regarding like the whole NA versus EU thing. This shit's been going on since fucking Storm 2, bro. Like,
she said she rushed to all y'all, bro.
This shit's been going on since Storm 2, bro. Like, NA versus EU is like the Storm debate of the century. You know, it even happens in other games like League of Legends and shit. Like it's always
A
just
lot
gonna
of
be a
other
debate.
games, bro.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
every game always gonna have that NA
I'm
versus
witness to
EU
them,
thing.
bro.
Exactly, and you know that pride is always gonna be like a determining factor, I think, because
You can't always say that, bro. You got certain games that is region locked, and I bet let's believe
that's true.
Naruto
That is
needs
true.
that.
That is true.
Naruto
But, you know, like-
needs a region lock.
No, I mean it technically has it, like the fucking the
Yeah,
same
you
region
can
thing.
put on. Yeah, you can put
force
that
it,
on.
yeah. But yeah, I mean, like, this is just like basically like no one's really being like a. Oh, actually, no. Let me address this because I think this is quite important.
Mhm.
The topic that basically okay, so the EU perspective is that they're quote tired of like NA players just like ragging on them simply for being out of region, and like. As an NA player, I have NA pride, but like I still do see this quite often, and it might be biased personally, but I do see it more from NA than EU. So
Okay, so all right, can I say this real quick? Like when it comes to
You're gonna have to give me
when it
an
come to
example
NA
other than
hold on.
Plato.
Yeah,
You're gonna have to give me an
when
example.
it come to NAs, right? Rather, if we talking about how the best we are and yada yada yada, I don't think we ever said that we was the best in the world, and even still.
no.
We're talking about
Okay, so
our own region. We never said shit about EUs.
Yeah,
Until
but that's
EUs
what I'm
out of
saying,
nowhere-
Jalak. Other than Placo, who else?
no.
Other than Placo.
Let's not even just talk about Playco. Like it isn't even about saying NA is the best region. It's actually different than that. Like the things that I see generally are shut up EU or like it's banter. Like it's obviously meme. Like they're fucking around and shit. But like
Yeah, of course.
it's like how do I put this? What's the word? Essentially, like the idea is that like as a result of their region, they're inferior because of some underlying cause. So basically, like the implication is that you're EU, so you must be bad at the game, like type shit. You know what I mean? And like as a
I
result
understand
of
that.
yeah.
I'm trying to see who made them feel like that, other than like because this has been going on for years.
No. I mean, I've seen it before. Like, I'm not gonna name any. Like, I prefer not to name people, but like, just being in the Stormfort Discord. Like, I know you guys aren't in that or anything, but like, just being that, like, we see it every day. Like, it's just like, shut up, EU, or like, something like this or that. Like, it's banter.
I mean,
but, like,
I mean that's again, like you said, that's banter. If anyone takes that,
It is.
Like, the only reason why I'm even doing this
is
is
point where like
because-
there's a seriousness to it.
yeah,
You
and the
can
only
see
reason
it.
why I'm doing this is because the only reason why I'm even having this video debate is just because I saw that everyone. I woke up before I started my day. I woke up at like 7 in the morning. I see like a whole list of conversation
the
going down my
comments,
video, and
yeah.
I'm just like, okay, I don't have enough time to sit down and write responses to each of these.
Yeah. So it makes it much
and I
easier
want
to
to, and
just make
because
a
you
video.
guys
Exactly.
took the time out of your day to actually write that, I'm just like, I want to actually be
exactly.
respectful, hear their point of view, and actually give them my own as well.
Yeah, that makes
And-
sense. No, I agree with that. Like, the
said-
reason I
he
even
said-
commented actually was
He said
like-
NA toxic as shit. What kind of NAs that you know that's toxic besides the main
Who said
niggas
NA
like
toxic?
Yuri Uchiha and
Yeah, no,
some
like
dude named Brandon.
I personally think that like you guys don't like as far as I know, like I don't know, like you guys. Yeah, okay, so let me just continue with this. Essentially, like as far as you guys, like as I know, you guys don't really seem to rag on EUs like or like out of region players, as you said before, like very often. But it is a
Bro,
running trend.
we don't bring them.
Yeah,
up.
you guys don't really
Yeah, like
bring
I
up like names
like
and
I
shit
could
off.
care like whenever just like I know whenever someone says like first to 5 Jalak or first to 5 CR7 or first to 5
Yeah.
Death, I'm just like no, I'm good, and I just leave it at that.
Yeah, and that's fine, and that's definitely like your decision, right? And that's like a respectable decision at that, because I know me personally, like I don't really play Storm 4 that much. I'm actually a fucking weirdo, and I play even more dead games like Generations. And I personally don't like playing against people that are like outside of NA, because I just feel like I'm horribly limited. Even though I consider myself like the best, or if it's a dead game, and I mean Storm 4 is also a dead game, but like top
Yeah.
ever in that game. Like it's still like I still don't want to go out of my way to prove it to people that are like across like the world, because of the fact that it's like so delayed that I wouldn't be able to play my full potential, and I know that would annoy me. So like
Yeah.
I make the conscious decision not to be in there. You know what I mean?
And that's
Bruh,
definitely
the game
true.
already dead, bro. That's what I'm
And I
No,
just,
oh, yeah, that's
my
another
whole
thing.
synopsis of this
That's
problem,
another thing. I gotta
my whole
talk.
synopsis of this problem is just like, because going back on a comment that was stated, somebody said like, we're either too arrogant or too delusional to admit that we lost fair and square.
Oh, that was Dark Insanity. Okay, so basically
That was insanity.
This is what I mean though.
Oh my
This is
god.
what I mean though. This is what I mean though. This is what I mean though. So let me explain
That's what I'm
what
talking
this is.
about.
This is exactly what it is. It's a cycle, and like everyone needs to realize it's such a bad cycle. And this is like, you know, the game was dead because of the fact that CC2 didn't put anything into it. But you know, it's also part of the reason why the community's always been so divided. And you know, I don't want to get into like storm talk, like fucking community talk right now, but like the whole division of the community, and like it's not just the NA players being toxic to the EUs. Like we do have to understand that both players do, or like both sides of like the argument do, you know, present toxicity to each other. So like you know, I guess I'm sort of supporting you here in that it is not just the NAs that are attacking the EUs. It goes both ways. And I mean, I think Dark displayed this pretty well. But to what Mask was saying earlier, that actually reminded me. The game is dead. Okay, so what I like to say about that is my personal view on playstyles is that people should. Okay, so I guess the gentleman's agreement is I guess something I should touch on. So that's basically a concept that like there's an unwritten I guess set of rules that people tend to follow in the Storm community, but I guess not even the Storm community, in like any game in general.
Yeah, like literally, there's gentlemen's agreements for every game.
Right. And the way that I see it is actually sort of different. Like I see it as like, personally, I would play the way that I feel would make me have the most amount of fun, right? And the way that I play personally, I know that a lot of people would not have fun playing it. Which is why, like, I blatantly tell people how I will play, like, prior to playing. And not even that, but just the fact that, like, the gentleman's rule exists in general. Like, I get the idea behind it, especially in the Storm, like, community. Like, you know, don't pick Tamari, don't pick Kaguya, don't pick Tsuyu.
And I guess...
But, yeah, continue.
Sorry. I guess, like, even going off of that point of how the gentleman's agreement really works and stuff like that, just, like... The reason why I was complaining, it really wasn't like I said. I was annoyed at how Jalak was playing. I was highly annoyed because, again, in my opinion, I'm just like, the game's too dead for this shit. The game's too dead for this shit.
That's something I gotta speak about, actually.
And,
Hold up.
Wait, hold on, Kevin. I'm pretty much done with the point right after this last sentence. The problem was, once he picked Neji, Tamari, and Laz Naruto, that's when I was just like, okay, now you're just going all, like, now you're just like, it's just like you can play however you want. I can't really say shit if you're not, but like once you take it to that extent, that's when I'm just like, okay, like that's what really killed my vibe. Like my vibe was already killed enough because again, how Matt stated, I was practically fucking bamboozled into playing him, and then not only that, he's already irritating me with how he's playing. Now let's take it a step further and pick out the gayest shit in the game.
No, yeah. This is what I mean, though. Like, okay, yeah. Like, I get what you're saying. Like, it is definitely annoying to play against that team. And, like, you also conceded, like, it is, like, you know, it is how he wants to play. But it does come with the negative effect of, you know, affecting how you're viewing it. And, you know, it sort of disrupts the idea of the gentleman's agreement. So, I mean, the thing with that is, like, you know, the Storm community also has had that big divide, you know, between meta and legit. And, like, not even just that, like, yeah, like you said, the gentleman's agreement. But I guess the idea behind it was that, like, as far as I know, it was, like, no rules or something. Like, you know, but, yeah, you did imply the gentleman's agreement, so that does make sense. Yeah. But, I mean, yeah, that's just, like, at the end of the day, that is, like, your perspective, though. Like, from his perspective, you know, he could have been having, like, the fun of his life, you know what I mean? So, like...
He probably would, Banda. He probably would. That's exactly. Why if he fought all us. If he fought us NAs and he beat us, I don't think we would even give a fuck.
I mean, yeah, it's just like online play to me has never really mattered that much. Like it's just like basically flexing your EP. It just you know, I'm better at playing and delay better than you, but you know, it's still like there is the two perspectives. Either it doesn't matter at all, like no online play matters at all. Or it gives you a general approximation of how people are doing relative to, you know, the status of the internet and how good they are at the game in general. Yeah. But, you know, it's not indicative of anything necessarily. because you know, like Mask could pull up in locals and 10-0 fucking death row. You know, like you never know, but the results are the results, and I mean it doesn't necessarily indicate that one is better than the other, like I said, but it is what we have. It's all we have, you know.
Very true. Now, Kevin, you said you wanted to say something.
Yeah, you wanted to say something.
Oh yes. About the playstyle thing. You said people were complaining about you complaining about a playstyle
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like, yeah. That's kind of hypocritical because they're acting like they've never ever in their life.
Oh yeah, that was another thing. That was another thing I wanted to talk about. Yeah,
You're
the whole
acting
idea,
how
like
you're
the
never
hypocritical.
ever in your life complaining about how someone plays.
Very
Okay,
true.
so that's an interesting topic. So it's actually
That
funny
is some-
because
Yes.
it's actually funny because I don't know. I tend to complain about playstyles all the time, and I'm a meta player, so like
Everyone does
it's
it.
actually
Yeah.
really funny.
It's
But
really
but
a part
but,
of raging.
but there actually is people, or rather, there are people that really don't actually complain about plays. Like I know personally, like I mentioned before, the same person I mentioned, Pronos. Like he'll play against fucking Toyuya, or I'll just say Rev. He'll like run the entire game, like literally will not touch you for the entire game, and he'll play against someone doing the exact same thing. He won't say anything the entire game, and after the game, he'll be like, "All right, GG." No complaints. Like actually none. Like it is a thing. But you know, but it is true. Yeah, like people definitely do complain. So it may be hypocritical, but it is also, I think, hypocritical to like imply that. Essentially, like, how do I put this? Like the
You know what,
idea
bro?
that
Who gives a fuck about EU's being better? Who cares?
no,
Take it.
that whole concept I already talked about. Yeah.
No, he's talking
that
about
doesn't
someone
even
in
matter.
training.
Bro, I don't give a damn if they want to go ahead and give themselves the best and storm.
No, yeah, that doesn't
Who
even
cares,
matter.
bro?
Like,
You don't even
yeah,
like
yeah. I
playing
mean, it's
your
just a
ass.
game. It is just at the end of the day, it is what it is. But
Yeah.
like, but regardless, on the topic of you know, playstyles and like the idea of like complaining about playstyles and being hypocritical, like about complaining about playstyles, you are indeed free to complain about playstyles. Like that is entirely within your right. Like you have no, like that's not a problem. Even if you say no rules, you're still fine to complain. Like that's not a bad thing to do. I think that their argument was more along the lines of like, essentially like the idea of gentleman's agreement is that it's not really set into any. It's essentially
It's
not
not set in stone.
It's arbitrary, basically.
Yeah.
Like you're basically just saying like, okay, so basically
Yo, why
could
you
just
come
be like,
out of
okay.
nowhere to talk? You've been in this party for at least a measly 2 minutes 30 seconds, and
Ebro,
now
what
you
we
decide to
talking
put your
about
mic
is
in. Sit down, Hebrew.
But we talking about NAs and EUs and how EUs think that they better.
Nah, I wouldn't go like that aggressively.
I mean, like, okay,
Bro, I summarized that motherfucker to the maximum because that's what the fuck it feels like out here.
I'm gonna be
does feel
honest.
like that.
I'll
It
be
does
honest.
feel
From
like
at
that.
least, I don't know. I don't know
The thing
personally. To
is,
me,
though, is
I
that,
don't
like-
know what EU has said. I don't know what NA has necessarily said because I take too many consistent breaks, and then I don't know what goes on
Oh,
in
yeah.
the Discord. So I don't know. But from my experience, from what I'm seeing, from what I've seen and what I've dealt with personally too, out of region players, whether it's Saudi Arabia, whether it's Europe, have always been a little bit more hostile than what I've seen in NA.
Hey,
I'd
man,
say
I mean-
NA players we're kind of snakish about it. I'd say the only difference is
Actually,
Saudi
yeah, actually,
Arabia-
oh wait, that's a good way to put it. actually.
Saudi
Yeah,
Arabia
that is true.
and
NA
EU are just
players
more up in
low-key
your face
as
about
fuck with it. Yeah, exactly. That's actually true. And me personally, I actually do prefer the more upfront variant because like when you snake into it, then it's kind of like pompous and like pretentious to do it. Because then it's like, you know, I know I'm the best, so I'm not even gonna try to flex it type shit. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
like, but you know, it is like. It is definitely a thing that happens on both sides. Like it's definitely like a thing that both players, you know, do say. And I mean, the thing is, no one's ever like, as far as I know, like CR, depth, like none of them, as far as I know, once again, have said I'm the best player in the world. And
Yeah.
it also goes for like Playco and Mask. You know, I've never heard
I don't
any
think
of them
anyone
say
has necessarily stated
exactly,
that. Period.
Exactly.
My
So, I
thing
mean,
about
it's
it
just
is.
Continue.
The problem that I don't like is just like with how Dark Insanity said they're either too arrogant or delusional to admit that they lost fair and square. And
Yeah,
my
no,
problem
that was
is like
aggressive. That was definitely
I'm
aggressive,
sitting
yeah.
here, and then he also said like I remember sitting there and it's like 7 a.m. and I'm reading that comment. I'm just like, and then I also read the comment where he said, it's amazing how their best player loses someone who's just switching. Imagine if it was a blue bar. I looked at both of those comments and I said, well, that was fucking stupid. That's all I had to say when I read those at like 7 in the morning. And I actually took the time to sit down before I got dressed and stuff. I took the time to sit down and read every single one of those comments. And I'm just like, I looked at his comments. I'm just like, well, that was fucking dumb.
Yeah, I mean, like at the end of the day, like,
we'll get to that after.
There is basically another samurai. Ipal and what's her name? Senju did a 2v2 against Jalak and Jedi, and basically they lost. But Jalak was, they lost. But when Jalak won, like, it became a big problem because people was being all hype and obnoxious about Ipal losing and the team losing and shit like that, not knowing that the game was laggy as fuck. It's like most people in this bitch, when they want to see, I want to see Death of Darkness or Jalak play you, Ibra, or some fucking NA, and we know for a fact that it's not going to be a guaranteed W because of stupid ass delay. They get too high and mighty after they win, and they go around.
I've never seen anyone necessarily. I've only seen that with a few players, but from what I can see, I don't know. Now, granted, I don't know what goes on behind closed doors.
I see hella.
Like
the way that I see this entire situation, essentially,
actually plays a big part in the fucking playstyles.
Exactly.
No, of course, that's obvious.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
100%.
we get, like they're restricted too.
We discussed that. That's
we don't play the same. We're not fast.
Even if we react, we can't, like the game.
We still gonna get smacked.
Yeah, the delay, it's 100% effective. Like, it's annoying.
They can have pain be in your face, do a leader switch or mighty push, and you're gonna get hit, even though you expected a dumbass to do that.
No, that's true. We've discussed that. It's definitely like a thing. Like, both ends have to face it, and it's the struggle of playing online. Like, both players could be like, "Fuck, dude, I could have dodged this type shit." You know what I mean?
No, it's not even that, bro. I think that the EUs, I think that they're playing off our connection, bro. Because the way they move.
They move.
See, this is the thing, though.
Yeah.
This is the thing. Like I said before, there's two ways to look at this. There's the idea that they do indeed practice in that lag, or they are just really good. Like, that is a possibility.
The only reason why I'm gonna say that's
sorry.
BS is it's just not a thing because the body itself is a muscle, and it's an adaptive muscle at that. Your muscle memory, what you're basically saying is that they can go against that muscle memory, and it's just like, no, they can't. They have to, at some level, they have to be playing in it enough to where it's somewhat muscle memory to them.
So I guess my counter argument to that would be that if you are indeed like a superior, so so I'm sure you guys have had this experience before yourselves. Like, if you really are superior to another player out of region, it could be your first time playing against a fucking Japanese player and he's never played the game before, you're still gonna win. You know what I mean?
Of course, yeah.
It's an extreme example. It's definitely an extreme example, but it's just trying to outline the entire point.
Yes.
But besides that whole idea, like, it just really comes down to, like, I get the idea. Okay, EUs are moving like they're fucking playing in blue bar type shit. So it does seem like they're getting used to that delay to the point where they're able to play.
Yeah,
like it is.
It's just like muscle memory plays such a big factor into that, and it just not a thing.
But so the question I pose to you then is, have you seen? Okay, for example, take the gameplay between two blue bar quote top players in Storm 4 and then compare it to the blue bar connection between like fucking CR and Dev, for example. Like, if you do that and the gameplay is like relatively equal, can't the conclusion just be that both players are like relatively equal?
Like, I'm sort of confused
let me outline it a little more. So, let's just take, for example, let's say Mask and Playco first attend yesterday, just for an example. And they recorded it. Take that video, and then let's say Depth and CR also first attend yesterday. Take that video as well, and then make a comparison. And just be like, okay, based on the gameplay between two really good players from, their respective regions, and, they have their respective regions, so they're playing,
they both gonna be going at it, full speed, full throttle.
Exactly. That's good. So you both have
that's
it from
what's
both
more
perspectives.
enjoyable.
Oh yeah, it's definitely more enjoyable. But like my point here is that like you have both perspectives now, so you can compare the gameplay of like NA and you can compare the gameplay of Saudi Arabia. So from there, I think it would be like wise to see like okay, so this kid is really good at doing this, but this other kid from NA is good at doing this. From there, you basically just develop an outline. You're like okay, basically it seems like both regions' top players are relatively equal. However, the Saudi Arabians seem to play more to their highest potential in that delay. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like, you guys could be equal, right?
Yeah, of
but
course.
they're better at playing at delay. You know what I mean?
Bro,
Yeah, of course.
So, like, claiming that one is better than the other is poor in general. That's my idea.
Yeah, of course. And that's, I guess...
I just want to really, honestly...
That this is even a debate, bro. 'Cause that's
honestly, I just want to shut this whole NA EU shit down, and I just want the EUs to fight their own fucking regions, and the NAs to fight their own.
Yeah, because the only reason why, like I said, the whole main point of this stream, I wanted to stop the whole NA versus other region debate. Period.
No, yeah, definitely a dumb debate.
And then at that,
it's always going to be a dumb debate.
I know, and I know people care about this shit, but I don't give a damn who the best in the game. I don't even think there is one.
There probably isn't, honestly, because like the storm like community as a whole never really like. Okay, so basically, Storm is like a very easy game to learn. It's so simple to learn at its base level, but like as high level players, there's a lot to it, like low key. But like
I guess I mean that's any game too.
Yeah, it is. It's definitely any game. That's 100% true. But like if you look at it from like
the fat mass Donald Trump.
if you just look at it from like a Street Fighter player's perspective, you'd be like, oh, what the fuck? You literally just combo by pressing circle. This game's retarded. But but as top players in the game, you're like, oh wait, there's a lot more to it. So that's always going to be an idea.
Because I don't think anybody can pick this game up and just
exactly become a top player. Exactly. Exactly.
True.
But like that's the thing though. That's why I can't like ever say like the game's been fully mastered or like there is a best player because it's never really going to be a thing for any game.
Chase. I'm removing
But
it.
anyway, the way that I think we can end the whole NA versus EU region debate is by saying that we'll never really know whether there is a best player unless like some fucking tournament happens for whatever reason and all the players go there, all the top players go there, and it's locals, everyone has good controllers, there's no excuses to be made. And no like potentially arbitrary rules that hinder some people from playing the way that they want to be played. And that's the best way, like honestly. So I other than that, I think it's just pointless to talk about it in general. It's just really a meaningless discussion because at the end of the day, you'll never really know.
Because like the real reason, like I said, why I really
we'll never really know. It's just the most annoyance part about that is even when we fight them, even when we fight some of them just on a daily, just to chill, bro.
Yeah, you can do that.
There you go.
Well,
I mean. Bro, I'm gonna be honest, bro. You can't even do like 5 games of just a regular player match without them getting at least a 2-win streak of lead. Otherwise, it's over. It's clout time. Let me go to my friends.
It's clout time. He said it's clout time. Let me go to my friends.
Hey man, I mean, dude, who knows, dude? Maybe they have to fucking, I don't know, go to school.
I don't know what happens. I have no clue what happens behind closed doors.
Exactly,
I've heard of it happening a little bit. Now, has it ever happened to me?
Like, it's definitely a thing.
Only on like one occasion.
Yeah, it's definitely a thing. But it is what it is at the end of the day. We'll never really know who's better, NA versus EU. The lag is always going to be a factor, so you're never going to really know. And I just think it's important that both regions, like, take this as a lesson to like, hold on, excuse me, take this as a lesson to basically just like
one more comment from being timed out.
Basically,
one more
like,
comment,
stuff
Chase.
This is about to probably be this is gonna be the last thing I'm gonna say, and I might be just chilling.
Okay.
I think fighting EUs and stuff like that. I ain't trying to be bogus or anything like that. It's okay to fight y'all, but in player matches, I say fuck fighting you.
Fine,
I say fuck fighting you guys when it comes to tournaments, CBs, endless, all that. Fuck that, man.
Yeah, I mean, and that's your decision. That's just that it is what it is. Like that's just the end of it. It's true, really. Like your decision.
And
I mean, I do that really.
I think a lot of people, like I said, I know Senju said some outlandish shit because I know Senju stated, I know,
Yeah, like
like Senju said, like, oh, if there was no delay, I would throttle him. This,
I
that.
would win.
I'm just
Exactly.
I know Senju said some outlandish shit, but it's just like the thing that I didn't like about it, and why I definitely wanted to even start up the stream tonight, is just because like I feel like a lot of people even twisted around like what some of the words that I said, and they like made it seem like I was trying to be arrogant. It's just like if you've been in the community, you know what
we all
arrogant
say
means.
stuff. We all say
Like if you've been in the community, you know
Oh
what
yeah,
arrogant
there's
means
definitely.
used to say.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Like
yeah,
you know what
Shane,
the shit that
Shane,
I
you
would have
can
said
sit
if I
around-
was still in my base
you-
cycle
you can-
days. Shit,
You can sit around and say it is what it is. Nah, nigga, because if we all made an agreement to not fight y'all niggas, y'all would really be butthurt. Really.
Oh no.
So yeah, I mean, for me, it's like I can't speak for Senju, but it's just like because Senju was saying like, bro, if there was no delay, this and that, and then I would throttle them easily. I'm still better, yada yada yada. And when Senju said all that, there was even something that Senju said. Oh, Senju said this would be easy as shit if this was like rules involved. And I said I don't know about that. Like I literally said I was like I don't know about that. And
these are all just like they're really just assumptions. Like
yeah, and then that's what I was saying. I'm
that's
just
all
like,
it is.
and the thing that I didn't like was how people even were still trying to twist around what I said and even try to make what I said into something that was arrogant. I'm just like,
I mean,
if
that's
anyone
always
has
how it's
known me
gonna
in the
be,
community, if anyone has known me in the community, good God, if you knew the shit I used to say behind closed doors and directly on stream, I used to Masters contest to this. I used to not give a damn what came out of my mouth on stream. I would say whatever the fuck I
it's
wanted.
definitely a thing, dude. Like, I think the important thing to know is that everyone says shit, dude. Like,
Yeah, of
we're all
course.
gonna say some fucking dumb shit that we may not even mean it, and oh, I'll destroy you. I would destroy. Dude, I even say, dude, I play against Shaw sometimes, and I even fucking say shit like, "Oh, you're a Wi-Fi warrior." I would have subbed that pain. Like, fuck you, you're retarded. Just stupid shit like that.
From now on, I'm pulling the icy. You NAs want to
I
play?
see NA only, yeah.
You EUs want to play? Move to America.
America, yeah. No,
Move
but
to
like,
America.
but yeah, the whole idea. I mean, it's just whatever, dude. Like, it is what it. Yeah, I mean, yeah. You guys do what you want to do, and I mean, I think just the important lesson to take from this is that everyone does say stuff that they may mean. Like, some people actually do mean the shit they say. Like, EUs are all trash, shit like that. And I mean, like that's. I mean,
they said
it's
you
really
see-
just borderline ignorance.
They said
at
you
that
see
point.
Asian know how to mind their business.
Nah, but like, yeah, some people truly do like believe like, oh, EUs are all garbage. Like, there's not a single EU that would actually beat me in NA. And I mean, at that point, it's just like blatant ignorance. But like, sometimes there's just banter. So I mean, it is what it is.
know how to mind their business.
Yeah.
This shit is funny. Nah, but like, yeah, it's really just like, it's not really like a topic that like even matters anymore that much, because like the game is dying, and that's it is what it is. But like, the whole premise behind what I guess the EUs were trying to say, I'm just saying the EUs. I'm not trying to be disparaging in referring to the region, but I think the whole idea of what they're trying to say is that like they're just tired of being called garbage because of their region. And I mean, I think like we all know like they're not garbage. Like, I don't know.
But who are? But we don't. Yeah, we don't call them garbage. Honestly, they have great players. I just don't. Yeah, like the same thing again. Like, I just don't like when they fight us. Literally.
Yeah, no. And
Wow.
that's
Chase said
fine.
Matt's supposed to be a villain, but he caring about EU feelings.
Oh my fucking god.
But
Nah, but
like it's
Chase,
just like
you
that's
fool.
how I guess my problem with this, the reason why I was even a little bit hesitant to make this video was because, again, this was a conversation that as we're all stating, like the only player that I know of in NA that says outlandish shit was Senju in one stream, and then Plato
Okay.
on occasion. And
if we're gonna already throw Senju under the bus, I see him say like shit like that in S4 all the time. I can't lie.
And see, well, I guess for me, it's just there's not many players, and I guess I'm just gonna have to be honest. It's just like, I mean, if we're being honest, I love Senju, but in terms of top versus top, he's not at that relevant status, if we want to call it that. And
no.
I mean, I'm
You're
just gonna
fuck around
be
and start
honest.
another
It's just
debate,
like
dude.
no, and I mean, I'm just gonna be honest. If we're gonna just keep this real, like
I
if we're just gonna
keep
keep this real, and going off the topic of relevant, quote unquote, it's just the players that I know that are quote unquote relevant haven't. The only players who I know that are, like I said, quote unquote relevant that have said some shit is Playco.
Yeah, and I mean that's
like that's the only player. That's the only player I can see that's actually said some outlandish shit.
Wait,
I mean, I don't really want to like.
Playco said a lot of shit, man.
I don't really want to throw people under the bus, but I have seen other people say it. I don't know how relevant you guys would say they are. I'm not really that active in Storm 4, but
yeah, I guess I would go off of relevancy in terms of like I guess within maybe the past year or so, whatever it may be. But it's just like if we're going off of the term of so-called relevant, it's just like that right there. As far as I know, like the best of the best, which is typically what out-of-region players care to play, obviously. The best of the best within our certain region, which is only like, what, 5-6 players at most now?
Yeah.
Like, I'd maybe argue 7 to 8, but that's pushing it even then. And right there, just like, as far as I know, only one of those possibly maybe 7 to 8 players is saying anything.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's why I'm just like this. That's why I'm just like this. This conversation to me, why I was so hesitant to even start the stream up, is just like this conversation to me is something that should have been swept under the rug. Like
honestly,
years ago.
It is a very. It really is like a very specific like basically like it was one stream and like like stuff got cherry picked. Stuff got like
that shit. That chat was getting toxic like a motherfucker.
Yeah, and I mean, it definitely is like a
2v2 chat when Ipal was 2v2 and Jack and Jedi.
No, it definitely is like it's definitely a two-way thing though. Like I think like.
The argument even started though, like they lost and then the lag.
Well,
no, basically what happened, as from my perspective. I mean, I'm gonna try to be as neutral as I can in this. You can intervene as you feel fit, but basically what happened is Ipal and Sanju were playing against Jedi and John. And what happened was that it was fairly even. I didn't watch the entire thing. I didn't get to watch like the end of it. But basically like people in the chat section were getting upset at like what Sanju and Ipal were saying. So they just started like going off and like saying different things, and it just imploded into like an entire like debate that basically started because of. Oh, by the way, the guy that commented first on that video, literally no one knows who he is. Like I actually don't know who that person is. So
yeah,
like,
when I saw the name Felix Krueger, I said, "Who the fuck?" That was my first words. I didn't even. My first words when I woke up and I saw Felix Krueger commented, yada yada. I said, "Who the fuck is this?"
Just let me say this shit too, man.
Go ahead.
Maybe if it was the most EUs or out of region players that I've encountered or even fought, if you guys were more cool and chill about the player matches 1st to 5 and whatnot, instead of trying to go around looking for clout, talking shit about somebody behind that back just because we lost, I would be more accepting to fight a lot of you. But like
that's definitely a problem. But I mean, there's also false information.
That's the biggest problem about that, man.
Honestly, it's like it kind of feels like fucking. It just feels like I don't know, petty. Cause like it's really like a lot of false shit being thrown around too. Like niggas will say like, "Oh, Depp said he's the best." But like that nigga really never said nothing type shit, and then he gets thrown under the bus. But like sometimes people do really be saying shit like that. Like they'll be like, "Oh, I am the best," like and you're ass because you lost. Like
they said, to be honest, if Playco didn't exist, it would be like that.
Oh nah. No, I don't want to throw anyone under the bus, but
it wouldn't be like that, man. I just feel like okay, I'm putting somebody finna be put as an example in this motherfucker.
Yeah, I can't. I don't want to do that.
I mean, somebody has to, because I mean, we do have players who do it, and I guess
fuck it. I'm using Jalak for an example.
Okay.
If Jalak was, let's say he was the best player, right?
Okay.
Period.
Oh, you're just exampling. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. If he was the best player in an example, man, he would be the most toxic best player in fucking Storm because of how much shit he talked. You don't got a lot of top players who could just play people and be cool about it and just All right, man, GG, you want to play again tomorrow? Bet. Instead of saying GG's no read, never play you again, upload your ass the next day. And then I got to get online the next morning. Damn, I heard you lost to Gillette.
Honestly though, it is kind of scary, like being the best at something.
Sucks,
like you can
man.
even hear other fighting people players say it. Like being the best at something is kind of precarious, because like niggas, because it goes both ways, bro. Like okay, yeah, like the example you said, Jill.
Joe
Like,
said, "I'm
GG
only
don't read
toxic
people.
to
Yeah.
those that deserve it." And now,
No, but like, yeah, let's say Jaw was the best, and he was like toxic in that way, like GG no read type shit. But it also it definitely goes both ways. Like someone might beat him and then just be like, yo, he's ass now, like type shit. So like being the quote unquote best at something is definitely like a precarious position to be in. Like people will come at your deck 24/7 type shit.
Yeah.
So I mean, that's basically I think that's the most important thing here. Like both parties are not in the wrong. Like the way that I see it. Like both people, you know, have their reason for saying things. You know what I mean?
mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, I think like that's the best way to end it on like an amicable note. But yeah, if you have like any questions, feel free to ask.
Do you think Seven Tails is the best Naruto character?
Shit, Seven Tails?
Who?
The Stormforce?
Oh my!
I don't know.
That's Fu. He's a troll.
Y'all trash! I'll fuck you up.
But
So-
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that's all I have to say, really. Like, I don't know.
Like I
Yeah,
said, it's
any
just like
questions for me?
2 hours talking about delay.
I guess like the whole general synopsis of everything that's been said here tonight is, I guess I just want this whole NA versus other regions and the whole toxicity between the two regions. It just needs to stop, because it's okay to have memes. No one's saying take away the fun and the banter. It's okay to have the memes,
Yeah,
but when it
yeah,
gets to
exactly.
something like misunderstanding and misinterpreting and manipulating people's like words and making something that wasn't like that, because like I guess what upset me the most about it was how my words were, like I said, I can't speak for Senju, but my words and just how I was just irritated overall was turned into me somehow being arrogant. And I'm just like,
Man.
I haven't said,
I mean, that's a
haven't really
perspective.
said anything arrogant in a long as time. It's been a while since I actually said anything arrogant in the realm of Naruto.
Yeah,
been a-
and I mean,
it's
yeah,
been a
that's definitely like a. Honestly, though, it actually just might have been a fucking translation issue. Honestly, like
Yeah.
maybe he like typed that into like Google Translate and it came up as arrogant when he actually meant another word. But like, in its realist, he probably actually did just interpret you like saying whatever as arrogant. Because,
Yeah.
Actually, no, I think I know what happened. I actually think I know what happened. Maybe like. I don't really feel like going back to the stream and like looking
We
at
are talking
everything,
about
but like
Senju?
maybe Sanju said something like, "Oh, I would destroy these kids in Blue Bar," and then he interpreted you as being arrogant type shit. You know what I'm saying? Because like,
Yeah, and I was thinking, I was
essentially
like,
bundled
maybe it could have been, the fact of what Senju was saying as to why my words even got twisted. Because I'm just like, I went back in that stream and I tried to like look at it, and I'm just like, did I say anything that was? I tried to look, and I tried to like literally look through a lot of the stream. I sat there and I literally looked through the stream, whether I
Yeah,
I was just
like,
randomly
yeah,
skipping
that's
through it. And I'm
definitely
just listening to myself complain. I'm just like, yeah, I'm complaining like a little bitch, but I don't hear myself saying anything that's even like related to the lines of arrogant.
Yeah, no, that's definitely like a. I think that was blown out of proportion personally as well. So it's good that we settled that. I think like basically both parties just fucking got riled up for no reason. And I mean, it is what it is, man. It's just like it's a fighting game. Like people are gonna fucking get mad and say dumb shit that they may not mean, and people are gonna misinterpret that. And you know, that's just how it's gonna be, I guess.
Yeah.
In defense of Senju, to be honest, Senju was just mad, bro. I don't even think he was saying. He was just mad. He was just saying stuff.
Yeah. Niggas,
Well,
niggas
I don't
get
know,
mad.
because Senju,
Nah, bro.
I don't want to throw my man under the bus, but he still feels the same
Senju's
way.
a little arrogant.
At that moment.
Yeah, I can't really give Senju the benefit of the doubt on that one, Kevin, because Senju was still saying that stuff even today. So and that happened on Tuesday. So
No, I mean some people genuinely do believe those types of things, though. Like you know,
Yeah.
like
so I don't
you
think
can't play this
he may
type
have been
of way.
mad, Kevin. Sure, I'll give him that. He may have been upset, but I think he does
But
genuinely
Senju,
believe
he
that.
is low-key arrogant.
Now, granted, I still love the guy.
Yeah, I don't want to like really. Yeah.
But either way it goes, EU shouldn't be playing it, and it shouldn't be playing you. You guys can't find out who the best in the world is unless y'all go to a LAN event. Y'all should,
Exactly,
to be honest,
exactly.
I'm with
He's-
Mask, y'all should just stay in your region. Unless y'all are playing for fun. And even if y'all
Exactly,
play each other online
exactly.
to see if you're the best, you can't even say you're the best because you're playing
Exactly,
on delay.
I agree.
Some people are
I
better
agree with
than
that
other people on
entirely.
delay, some people are not. It's adapting to the delay. But people,
Exactly.
and then people may bring up the argument, it's adapting to the delay, it's adapting to the game. The delay is not even supposed to be a part of the game, so it's not. That's
Exactly.
Not
No, yeah,
adapting, right?
that's 100% true, and that's basically like what I was trying to say earlier too. Like I agree with that 100%. And I think like to expound on that a little bit is that you know, another thing is that everyone's gonna say someone's the best, like, and people generally tend to like, I mean, that's just like a human thing, like they're gonna favor their own region. So like they're just gonna be like, yo, this player's the best because he's from NA type shit, you know?
But everyone wants to be the best. Who doesn't want to be a? You want to be the best while you're playing. You know?
Exactly.
So
People love to
competitive wise,
compare, yeah.
it's fun to be competitive, like trying to get good. But you can never find out. With this game, you can never find out who's the best because
Exactly.
the land of it, or because the game's basically dead. This argument shouldn't even be happening actually because the game is practically dead.
Yeah.
But still,
Yeah.
you won't find out who's the best since the game's practically dead. These arguments
Exactly.
shouldn't happen. At this point, everyone's just playing for fun.
Exactly. I agree. I mean, basically the best title you could have. Okay, let's say someone like, okay, let's just say, I'm just gonna give an example that wouldn't be relevant to this at all. Let's say fucking, let me look at someone in the chat and say their name. Natu END, like, beat everyone in first attempts online, every CB, 10-0'd everyone. The best he could say is that he's the best online Storm 4 player. Like, congrats. You know what I mean? Like, it's really not that much of an achievement at the end of the day, regardless.
Like, if you want to find out who's the best Storm player, make a lane. If he's gonna make a lane at this time,
Exactly. The game cycle's done.
Hell yeah.
Everyone-
If they had a RAM tournament, then yeah. it'd be
Oh,
rad.
and then another thing. Due to the game practically being dead, people aren't even grinding it like they should. Like, I know
Yeah.
Max and Ipal don't play the game like that.
Exactly.
Yeah, like literally, like with the whole thing of trying to come back and stuff. Like, I'm just like, I really wasn't.
And I mean, me
wasn't
personally,
with it.
like, I know a lot of people like really enjoy this game, like Storm 4 as a game. But I don't know, me personally.
It's a childhood thing. That's why most people keep coming back.
Yeah,
to play it.
exactly. That's such a big factor into it. Like, I've played the Storm game since Storm 2 personally, and I mean, like, I don't know, like, I don't like Storm 4 that much, just because I'm not like a very aggressive player. But like, I still can respect people that do like it. So, I mean, I still like play like the older games sometimes, but I play them for fun. Like, I don't.
Yeah, but as I was saying,
Honestly,
you can't really say
I
like,
just-
do that to
I only like Storm. I only like new Storm games because of new characters. That's all I care about.
I mean, that's fair. Exactly. Like, people like the games for a different reason. That's like another thing.
As I was saying about Ipal and I, bro, they don't play the game. I know that people barely play the game. So even if you do beat them, you're not even beating them at their full like max prime potential and all that because they barely play.
And see, actually, thank you that you mentioned that, Kevin. I wanted
Like,
to talk about it, but I didn't know if it was really
college-
relevant to speak upon it. Here's the reason
Yeah,
of
like,
why I
people are
really,
gonna be rusty. Yeah.
yeah, because like the thing is, I was even thinking about it. Like, base Psycho me would have handled that whole thing so much better. Like with what I would have said, base Psycho me probably wouldn't have even said much because base Psycho me would have been able to even
I like
handle
how you
what was
refer
going
yourself
on.
as Base Psycho.
I have to go to base Psycho because base Psycho was prime
like
me
that
in
mask.
terms of mentality. Because see, like, I guess a lot of the people when they're talking, they're like, bro, Mask and iPal or Mask and Playco or whatever. Who the fuck calling me, bitch? Anyway, so like they're like Mask and so Mask and iPal aren't even at their full prime. I won't say that we're not at our full prime. The difference is
just don't play the
we don't
game.
have the mentality that we used to have.
Yeah,
Like,
dude, I
there's
know
a difference-
exactly. I know
like,
exactly what you're
in
talking
terms
about.
of our
too.
prime skill
I know
level,
exactly
we're
what you're
not
talking
that far from it. But we're different. Like base Psycho me, do you understand?
I know exactly
I'm
what
gonna
you're
call
talking
out
about.
something that we did, that I did personally in that 2v2. I showed mercy a lot of the time in that 2v2. Base Psycho me would have picked Minato Choji Tamari and not given a damn. Like,
yeah, this is what I mean.
base Psycho
Like,
me
the
literally,
mentality-
like base Psycho me did not care to restrict himself.
No, I
Like,
think mentality definitely plays a big factor into it. Because like, I know me personally, like, if I'm in a certain mindset, like I won't play at my best. Like if I'm like,
V,
I'm just playing for
I'm still
fun,
dealing
you
with the
know.
stream. You gotta let me finish this. Yeah, like literally, they cycle me would have smacked the crap out of me.
I'm leaving.
Like,
Yeah, let me tell you, like Kid Rules, you would have slapped the mess out of you, Bass. Kid Rules,
I thought me still restricted himself. They cycle me with my prime
It's a limit, bro. It's a limit for me. I mean, on my prime, I know I was playing like a straight bitch every time, all the time. But I'm not gonna sit there and be played like a bitch towards other players and not do nothing back.
That's another thing.
After that shit happened to me enough times, that's why I always play gay. I always gotta go Awakening and not give a fuck.
Yeah.
Heartbreak, Ultimate, I'll do
It's
anything.
it's honestly better if you can like, you know, if you actually enjoy playing like that, it's actually better because then you don't have to deal with people being like, you know, people saying, oh, you made an excuse, like you know, you're just saying you weren't trying so that you can. No, yeah, I mean, I'm a gay-ass player, bro. I'm probably the gayest player you'll ever meet in your life, but like, yeah, I enjoy it, so I mean, it's whatever, really. Yeah, but I mean, I do still play like casually sometimes, but like, if I'm just fucking around, like, it's just really just however you want to play. It's like for fun at the end of the day.
either way, this stage of the game, I feel like everyone's sitting there playing.
And see, it comes to a point now when I play Naruto, I enjoy cheesing people sometimes just to get a reaction off.
Either way, I feel like at this point in the game, everyone should just be playing.
like, no, but I'm serious. Like other people, I know other people in the chat. I mean, it's
Honestly,
just like base cycle me was like the prime me in terms of like the mindset that I played at. Like the mindset that I played at.
The competitive mindset.
Yeah, the mindset that I played at. Like I said, I showed extreme restraint. I showed extreme restraint against Jalak and Jedi, not because I wanted to, but that's because like just the mindset that I'm in. The mindset that I'm in is just like I don't care enough to go that extra mile. Like, and I cared enough to go that extra mile on one match, and I actually picked some shit that I probably would pick back in the day. But the difference was I didn't stay with it at all. Like I should have, like normally if I really wanted to win that, I just would have said fuck it. You guys are just getting the gayest shit you've ever seen. I'm like fuck it.
Yeah, exactly.
Sometimes I do wish I was in that 2v2. I wish I was in there.
So it's just like that's the thing. It's just like I'm never gonna ever play in my prime again just because I'm never gonna be in that mindset ever again.
Yeah. And to what you were saying about playing for fun, like I would extend that, like basically like I wouldn't even say just play for fun, just play how you want even. Like
True.
Like beyond that even, because like, you know, some people genuinely do enjoy playing like competitively all the time, and I mean that's them. Like, you know. And if you enjoy playing for fun, like basically the competitive players shouldn't bash the for fun players, and the for fun players shouldn't bash the competitive players, because at the end of the day, the game isn't going anywhere. So like, you just play how you want.
The only reason why I like playing for fun now is because I already accomplished what I always been trying to do playing this game in the first place, and I was only first to 5 in Reanimation Heroes. After that shit, I don't care anymore.
Yeah, I mean, if you accomplish your goal,
They said rematch Master and Ipal for Down Jedi actual 2v2.
No, either way.
Wait, that was.
I really wish I was there. I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro.
Things might have been different. Actually,
It definitely would have.
Either way, yeah, man.
I would have made sure of it.
yeah, it was pre-patch. Mass versus.
Yeah, that was a long time ago, pre-patch.
That was a good game. Enjoyed watching. Even though I don't like
But
Storm 4 that much.
even though that was pre-patch, that's all I wanted to do was get him.
Dude.
Oh, I took.
Yeah, Hero was really good at Red, actually. Did he ever fight Icy? I don't remember.
Yeah.
He lost, right?
The thing that oh wow, you didn't take that up. He's pissed. The thing that Calamo used to talk about, Cal said apparently at the end of
He said this. He said that was when shattering was a
Man,
thing.
Ibra, you beat him in that
and
legit
that also was when Minato Choji Tamari was OP at its fullest.
Yeah.
So,
Wait, was that after Kunai glitch? I think it was, right?
Huh?
That got nerfed already.
what?
The Kunai glitch was already patched out of the game, I think, at that point.
Yeah.
You talk about when you couldn't dash it? I think it was taken out.
Like the ninja move Kunai, where like the support did the ninja move Kunai all game.
Oh no, that was still there, but none of us did that.
Yeah, that's like beyond. That was like the most broken thing.
Hell yeah.
No, but what were you saying about Callum and Free Hero?
Yeah, I mean, he said that according to Kala, according to him, Reanimation Hero got to Icy's level at the end of the game.
In like Temuda
I don't believe that.
Or
I don't believe that simply because of the fact that I feel like whoever said that must have just lost really bad to Hero and just came out of nowhere with that assumption. He's just like Icy. So
yeah, that's true. Icy was really aggressive, right, with the Mifune?
That's enough.
Yeah, with Tamari support.
Yeah, Tamari Utakata. He was aggressive, right? Yeah, that's how you're like. Yeah, that's how you have to play Tamari Utakata, the drive shit. That shit's gay. Bro, I wish Chronos kept
Well, I
playing.
mean, he actually knew how to
I think he
physically dash. He actually knew how to physically dash through Tamari.
Yeah, that's like a heavy timing thing. It's really hard actually.
Did you believe you could defeat a god?
No, but like I really wish Chronos kept playing until post patch, because I think he would have like been Icy Love. Maybe better. I don't even fucking know. That nigga was fucking crazy, dude.
You know what, bro? I'm just glad that the community on here ain't like Jump Force, so I'm not tripping.
Jump Force is so.
I mean, like I
fucking
said,
ass.
people can think this video was pointless. Like people can think the video was pointless.
Yo,
People can
common
think...
assertive, bro.
No, it's definitely not pointless.
If we still coming at EUs, bro, that's something you gotta deal with. This shit was gonna happen real soon, regardless. It was gonna happen. You see, I'm talking about Joseph, not you guys. Oh, Joseph a goofball.
Yeah,
Joseph's
just a troll.
Yeah, I wouldn't take anything that he says very seriously. That game just fucking ass.
No, I'm still trying to get my fucking rank back on there. I'm about to get on there in a minute.
Oh shit, I didn't.
Fool, you still there?
So I mean, like I
Wait,
said, I'll probably end the stream after I finish this game.
Wait, you guys actually think Jump Force is good?
Bro, I think Jump Force is good. The only thing that's bad about it to me is CACs and the fact that they give CACs to creative characters perks. If they never gave them perks and all that extra shit, bro, the game would be pretty cool. As long as with a rematch button. That was the best joke all night. He said they don't do nothing on there.
Oh, I was really hoping he said
Listening to Mass play Jump Force. Hey man, like I said, if Jump Force never had Aizen in it, I probably would have never bought the game.
Blackbeard has the most broken grab in the game. I don't know, bro. I think Storm's better than Jump Force. That shit is fucking...
Jump Force finessed my money too. I spent $100. I wanted all the DLC characters.
Bro, from what I've heard, all of the best Jump Force players are Storm players.
Bro, I'm trying to be the best Jump Force player right now, bro, and it's hard.
What rank are you?
I'm an S5, but I'm trying to get to... I was number 2 in the world at one point, but I got the rank. Now I'm trying to get that shit back. Fuck that, I want number 1, and then I'm quitting doing rank.
Man, I really wish I could play, I could have played Icy and Rev.
So I'm actually glad you reached that far. Man. Fool, you the limbo, okay? You the limbo clone. What you talking about? Nah, fuck that. You the Zetsu. What you talking about?
Wait, is the foo in the party the FOO as well?
Nah. I'm talking about Fufu. The Jump Force Fu. Yeah, Fu name is kind of weird. Like, with Jump Force Fu, he basically calling you Fufu as fuck, and then Naruto Fu, he basically calling you a fool.
Yeah, I got it.
Yep. I like how you
wow, that's actually ugly how you even know that, but yeah.
Yeah, the fact that he differentiated like that is like, wow.
But y'all liked it though.
I mean,
Strikers is garbage.
you big, so.
Yo, Appa.
Huh?
Bro, I knew the. Okay, so.
Something before I get off.
Huh?
Show me something before I get off.
What do you mean?
Play me a Sonic.
Fuck off.
Yo, Young Living, wash your mouth.
Bro, the name of the name. No, Aizen would destroy Madara. That's so wrong. What the
Thank you. Yeah.
Anyways, no, it's not even that, bro. Madara has no counter to the Kyoka Suigetsu. Like, he has nothing that he can do.
Not at all.
Like, there's nothing he can do about it.
Well,
what is he gonna do about it? He doesn't have a kill beast for.
Nah. Madara can't get caught in that Kyoka Suigetsu. He got the Kekkei Genkai. That shit not gonna work on him.
You don't even have to like play, just like watch the play.
Well,
bro, I honestly think the Kyoka Suigetsu would be enough, honestly. But even without that, I think Aizen is.
Madara wouldn't get caught in any kind of illusions. He wouldn't get caught.
The thing is, the reason he wouldn't normally is because they're Genjutsu. But like, if Aizen's Kyoka Suigetsu counts as a different type of like illusion, then I don't know.
Well, look,
maybe, yeah. But then by that time, you'd already be in a Hado.
I hope that this. I hope that this they said Meliodas soloing.
I'm sorry, what?
You know, Meliodas probably the only heroic motherfucker that I actually like.
Meliodas is cool. Well, he's not really. He's a fucking demon, bro.
Well, he's a demon, but he's a demon hero. That's what he is.
Hey, I ain't gonna spoil shit. I ain't even gonna spoil shit. I don't know how much you read, so.
I don't spoil me. I ain't reading no.
Yeah, I won't spoil. Nah, don't spoil. The manga's insane though.
Well, look, like I said, I hope this video.
Nobody can solve Kaguya, bro. I can name like 5 niggas off the top of my head right now.
Nigga,
bro, I can just name 5 Dragon Ball Z characters.
Anyway, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I think the general synopsis is EUs or out of region players in general. As far as I know, other than Plago, because Plago's the exception here in this case, from what we know.
I think Plago was just bored.
Maybe. But regardless, I know, like I said, there's no shit talk coming from our end. And I'm definitely, like I said, I think we can all just agree to disagree. Like this, or just agree in general, whatever it is. I'm tired now. Regardless of the situation, I think we can all agree that this topic in this conversation did need to happen, just because, again, there shouldn't really be an issue to where NA or EU or NA and Saudi Arabia are always at each other's throats. So,
fuck you want all the smoke.
Huh? See, that's your problem. You need to take your ass to bed, bitch.
I fucking hate EU, bro.
Anyway, he's just joking. He's just joking. He's drunk right now.
Like, I'll try to keep talking like the whole fucking stream, but I fucking hate y'all niggas.
He said Plago still ducked in.
The fact how you trolling right now.
In the first 5 against me. Man,
you keep saying I'm trolling. Stop trying to screw their feelings.
No, he's baiting you, bro. He's obviously baiting you.
Fuck a Plago versus Mass, bro.
Anyway, like I said, I love you guys. I hope this video can, like, at least squash this whole thing that's been around for practically, almost a damn decade. But regardless, I hope this can definitely squash this, because we've been talking a long time. So, I love you guys. Y'all cute as fuck. and
I'm good.
penis.
Wait, aren't we missing something though?